What if you could help others to find the power to heal themselves? Physically, emotionally, and spiritually.
When I started teaching my classes, it was in 2002, and I was just doing the past life regressions and contacting the subconscious part. But then as the time went on and we found how powerful this was and what we could do with it, a lot of the students began saying, you know, advanced past life regression doesn't really tell what it's all about. This is so much more than that. We think you should change the name. So it was a few years ago we decided to change the name to Quantum Healing Hypnosis Technique. And this is the healing technique that we've now been teaching it, well, since 2002, that's 12 years.
What if you could time travel with them? Visit mythical places or angelic realms, other worlds, other galaxies. Help others to speak to their higher selves. You can. Dolores has taught thousands of people from across the world how to use QHHT, and now you can learn her method by going directly to dolorescannon.com. And don't forget to mention the discount code MORETALKS.
Established over 100 years ago, Watkins Books is one of the world's oldest and leading independent bookshops specializing in esoterica. We have the widest selection of esoteric books in the UK, and our friendly and knowledgeable staff are here to assist you in a unique ambience of our shop. So come and visit us in the heart of London as we're open every day.
The More Show is supported by Mindscape, Paranormal and UFO Matrix magazines, available for download on all major digital platforms. The comments and views expressed on The More Show are those of the people that make them and do not necessarily reflect the view of Kevin Moore, The More Show, or this radio station and its affiliate or sponsors. This show is for entertainment purposes only.
Broadcasting from the UK and across the world online. You're now watching the UK's only alternative late-night talk show, and I'm Kevin Moore. For the next hour, I'll be covering subjects that will open up your mind and provide you with information you may have never heard before. On today's show, I'm joined with Marie-Ange, who is an award-winning French author, speaker, and screenwriter. Now, Marie is a mother of 5 and she currently lives in Los Angeles, where she writes her novels and screenplays whilst frequently visiting her native Paris. Marie-Ange is best known for her best-selling historical novel Conspiracy on the Nile, released throughout Europe in 1996. Now, following her popularity and critically acclaimed novel, Marie-Ange released more than 13 books, ranging from epic period piece, historical romance, supernatural drama, suspense, as well as self-help, esoteric and spiritual non-fictions. Now, she joins me today to discuss her latest book, Angels, the Definitive Guide to Angels from Around the World. Marie-Ange, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much, Kevin, for inviting me to your show. I'm very, very excited to be with you today.
And I'm very grateful to have you on. And just for the audience, because I didn't pronounce the last name in the intro, what is your last name?
It's Forgetfulness.
Right.
Difficult
okay.
to pronounce in English. In French, it's Forgetfulness.
Yes. French was never my second language. It was meant to be at school, but I kind of skipped that lesson. So, no, and you were raised in France?
Yes, born and raised in France. I arrived in America only 4 years ago.
Only 4 years ago. And how did you go from France to Los Angeles?
Oh, it's a real adventure. I wrote several books in France and then I published in Canada. It was a step closer to America. And I have to say something that angels really help you achieve your destiny. Because when I was 15 years old, I always was interested in English literature, and I went to the British store in Paris. And I saw these little penguins on the books, and I started writing very early. So at that age, I aimed to become a writer. And I saw these little penguins on the book, feeling, oh my God, one day I want one of these penguins on my book. And it's happening now on the Angel book. That's quite interesting. It's not a coincidence. It's on the Angel book.
That's incredible. And are you married over there?
I was married and unfortunately got divorced, but that's life.
Yeah, of course.
It's a new life in America. I wanted to start a new life, and I'm so happy that today my book is my my backup. I'm here with this book, and it's a great adventure. It's very risky and difficult. Be a French woman by herself in Los Angeles is not an easy path. But anything easy doesn't give great rewards. So
you have to face. Yeah. You have to face your fears.
Yes, absolutely. And they pushed me to do it. I was like really attracted to LA. And when I arrived here, I had never been to LA before. It was a real adventure. Like an angel tapping on my shoulder and telling me, go to LA. This is your path.
Absolutely, and I know, from someone that's passionately wanted to get to the States at one point in his life, I know how difficult it is to get the visas to go over there.
Oh yes, so this is quite a nightmare, facing the visa, and I'm really grateful that my literary agent was my sponsor, and she really opened the path to the American life. She did it, and I'm very grateful, because not everybody takes this risk to sponsor a foreigner. So she did it, and she was a great literary agent. And I'm very thankful.
Absolutely, and that's the, with using using the power of your angels to do what you've done. That's the reason I'm just mentioning this, because you are your own living proof that you live by your work. Now, just tell us a bit about your background. Was it always about angels at an early age, or where was your spiritual aha moment to sort of get into this work?
Oh, it started when I was 4 years old. I saw a beautiful light, bright, that came to me. I was riding my tricycle in my grandparents' house in France, and I saw this beautiful light in front of me, and it came through me. And this is a very interesting experience that you can go through when you're 4 years old. And obviously you don't guess that it's angels sending you this light and manifesting this way. But I felt so much love in this light that came through me into my soul, into my heart, that from that moment, I felt love is the only truth in this world. To me, it was the absolutely obvious. Love is the truth. Love is never wrong. Love is never out of, how can I say this? Love is always the thing that you should do, and it always brings you great rewards, and love is always positive. Love makes people happy. Love expands your consciousness, your soul, your heart. So love is everything. I'm a love believer.
Absolutely. I would completely agree with you that love is the only answer. Something I was told recently as well was, well, not told, it was how much have you loved today?
Oh, very interesting. Yes, it's if everybody could answer this question, it would be the world would be different. Will be a better place, definitely. And I think writing such a book was, to me, spreading a message of love through the angels, because they want everybody to be absolutely in love with themselves first and with the whole world. And this is how it helps people.
Yes, absolutely. And now we're going to get into the book, but just a bit of background on angels as you understand it. What is your understanding of an angel?
My understanding is that angels are creatures of God. They were created by God the second day of creation. That's what the scriptures say. And the thing is that I absolutely believe that angels are not only messengers, but they are protectors, guide, they assist us, and they have a very interesting function. It's to help us evolve, because we are just humans and we have a lot to learn. And we all know that the brain, the right brain only is used by 10%, and there's 90% that we need to use. I think angels are absolutely on earth to help us improve our lives, make the world a better place, and evolve as a person, and grow our awareness and our understanding of the world. I think this is their purpose.
Absolutely. And would you be surprised that when you've this is information you don't know, obviously none of us know this, but when you cross over one day, and go back home, which we all will, are only here for a limited time, would you be surprised that if the understanding of what we thought angels were was much more complex and a much bigger picture, we've just used the word angel for something that actually it has a much bigger there's a much bigger understanding to it? Would you be surprised?
No, I wouldn't be surprised. To me, it's obvious. Kevin, what you say is remarkable, because it shows that you have an open mind and open heart to all these opportunities. Of course, angels are beyond our imagination. And this is why when they come to us, they manifest in forms that we can understand, see, and we're not scared, and we accept those. But in reality, they are pure energy, and energy is infinite. And therefore, they can be very different from what we imagine, what we see. What they do, they show us an appearance that we can handle. Otherwise, they might be really different. The Bible says angels can be the height of the distance between Earth and the moon. It's very symbolic. It's just to show that they are so tall that we cannot even conceive how tall they are. And I think in heaven, they will welcome us in a form that is going to be a surprise. I don't know. It can be light, and can be something that we don't even know. But your question is very interesting, Kevin.
Well, that's right. When you consider the idea that there may be in unlimited dimensions within the same space, and that potentially, if the word that we use for angels is something much higher in a much higher realm, and possibly light beings or whatever it may be, but something that's it's just a word, isn't it? And it's the only word we've got to sort of bring this understanding together. But yeah, it's interesting to look at that it may be something else. It could be, and that's not taken away from your work. I'm just saying the pitch is probably even bigger.
Oh, of course, because this is their reality and it's not ours. We can just make these two realms interfere with matter, because we cannot be, for now, on this planet, we cannot be anything else than matter, atoms and particles. And when we cross over, as you said, it's the big surprise. What is interesting is the people who have near-death experiences. They see this tunnel of light, and they see the departed who come to welcome them, greet them, and offer them their helping hand. And also, they see angels very often with a shape that talks to humans and that talks to them, because they are not deceased, and fortunately for them right at this moment. But they don't really know what they will see beyond once they cross over, definitely.
And maybe even the angels are trying to work out the meaning of life on the levels that they're on.
This is the great surprise, and it's exciting to know that they're stronger than what we think, and more powerful and greater than us.
Absolutely. Now, I love your book, The Definitive Guide to Angels from Around the World. What made you write this book? Because basically, from what I've grasped from it, you brought a lot of stories and religions' views on angels together under one roof. Yes,
because it's a reality. Angels are not only Christian. Many people think, they are these creatures with, pleated togas, white pleated togas, and fair hair and blue eyes. In reality, angels are many, many things. In many religions, they can have different appearances. For instance, you have Zoroastrian angels, who are 6 creatures that protect humans, which represent the same function as angels. You have the American Thunderbird, who's the messenger who guides humans and who is sent by the Great Spirit. And all these creatures are the same. You also have Buddha's mother, who dreamt of protectors, creatures of the East, who would protect her pregnancy. And once she became pregnant, she felt that these beings were around her, protecting the child that she was carrying. So the angels are universal. And I absolutely wanted in this book to show the whole world that regardless of your religion, the tradition you believe in, where you were born, whether it's East, West, anywhere in the world, you can connect with the angels. They are absolutely universal, and they represent love, and love cannot be anything else than universal. This is why I wrote the book.
Yes, and you may have answered this. What makes your book unique then?
I think it's because it's it's very documented, because it's thick. There's a lot of information, and also there's a lot of practical meditations, practical rituals, prayers. And what makes it unique is that I channeled all these meditations and rituals and prayers. They were sent to me by the angels. Whereas I was writing, I felt this incredible connection. And I had the idea, I want to write a meditation on how to meet your soulmate. And instantly, all the meditation came to my mind. It was a flow of ideas coming in my mind. And it was absolutely amazing. It was so easy, very simple.
Well, the soulmate's a pretty big thing for a lot of people, relationships in general. I still think the ethos of your work, as you said in the beginning of this, is to bring more love into your life and those around you, which is the really important angle of this book. But you actually channeled the information.
Yes, very, very much so. And also, this book is full of energy. And all the people who have it, my family, very close friends, they all told me this book carries an energy, and it does. And when I go somewhere, I have this book in my car. I have it with me because it's not only my writing; it's also inspired by the angels. This is why it's really special.
Absolutely. And what was that process like to channel it? What was it through creative writing, as in inspired writing, or was it actually vocally channeled through you and then you dictated it?
It was not automatic writing, just I was guided, my thoughts were guided. For instance, also it's for the rituals and meditations, but also for the research that I did. And I'll tell you this very short anecdote. My daughter told me one day, "Oh, Mom, I will go and see this friend in Reims in France. There's a cathedral, beautiful cathedral there." And I said, "Oh, it's perfect," because I was just looking for a book that you can only find in their bookstore. And she brought the book and she said, "This is it." And 1 week after I needed this book, I found the right information. And the angels told me, "You will find this book in Reims Cathedral." How can you guess when you don't know? It was absolutely amazing. And I had all my books with me, and every time I needed to find something, I received like a tap on the shoulder. "Look on this side of the library," or "this you will look on the internet." It is somehow thoughts that were suggested to me. It's not something that was I was writing, or it's like thoughts popping in your mind without thinking before you come up with the thought.
Yeah, potentially. Then your lineage, your soul group, the part of you that maybe is in this other dimension. Maybe you're part of a soul group of angels where you've actually it's come through you, but you're with your flavor, but you are part of a group. Does that make sense?
Yes, it does.
Yeah.
It does. But I think we need to be very humble, where everybody has this possibility to channel angel energy. And I really would like to tell our audience today that every person is capable of channeling the angels' words and capable of channeling their love, channeling their power, channeling their advice, channeling their protection, every single thing coming from the angels. Everybody can do it. As long as you just want to, you're willing to, you're open up your heart, and it happens. It's universal. Definitely.
Yes, because some people may say, well, I've sat there and tried this, but nothing's come to me. But do you think you have to believe in the unbelievable in a sense?
I think it's not a matter of belief, but more of intention. What do you want to get? Do you feel like I'm capable of doing it, and I will do everything in my power to open up my heart, my soul, my chakras, if so? And this is exactly what people try to do, and sometimes they don't succeed in connecting because they don't have the will to make it real and make it happen. This is often the problem. I meet a lot of people who tell me, oh, it didn't work, I prayed to the angels, I performed a ritual and nothing happened. And then I tell them, were you very motivated to do it? Yes, but, yes, there's yes, but. And if you say yes, but, there is something that's not right. You just need to be yourself in, perfect, relaxed mind, and get ready for the best and believe it's going to happen with all the intention to get a result. If you just do it, well, let's do it, it's not that the best way. It's to really want it.
Yes, because I was going to ask you, one question was, is it possible to reconcile rationality with the angels for those who are very rational in a sense?
Excellent question. Yes, absolutely. And I would say that there is just one reason that can connect rationality and spirituality with the angels. It is simple. It's just the experience. Science needs experiences to prove what you assert. And with the angels, you go through experiences that prove it is real. It is not you don't fantasize. You're not delusional. Because I have many stories proving that really unbelievable things happen. Although it's reality, it's in this world of matter that these things really happen, and this experience shows it is real. So I think it's we can reconcile both, absolutely. And plus, there is beyond science. There is the great power of the divine that is at work. And even Einstein believed in God and spirituality, of course.
Absolutely. I think there's a quote in this book actually from that. How do we know that? Okay, so if we're in that quiet space and we're trying to bring through our angels or angel, how would we know that we're connecting? Would it give a name, do you think, or could it just be a message that's a bit more wise than what we normally would give to ourselves? Could it just be a loving feeling, or if would we have to ask a question first? This is what I'm trying to say, and then wait for an answer to come to us?
You can do both. You can talk to them through you with your inner language and with your heart, and you can talk to them, without uttering a word. I mean, with your thoughts, and you can connect like this. You can also connect talking to them. They love when we talk to them, and you can just feel love. When you feel love, angels are happy. This is what they want. This is their purpose. So, there's many ways to be in contact with the angels. And there is one thing that is important to know, is that guardian angels are always with us. We don't need to invoke them, to call on them. They were with us the day we were born, and they will leave when we cross over. And they are constantly with us. And I always say we own them. The guardian angels is ours. There is one, this one is ours. And there's plenty of angels and archangels that we can call on and invoke and ask them to come to us and pose questions, of course. Everything is possible, everything.
That's interesting. So are you saying that possibly when we incarnate, into having a human existence as a soul, that we've already incarnated with an agreement with an angel that's always there to help us if we should want to call upon this particular angel, or is it different to that, where all angels are able to be called upon? It's just, what do you need them for?
Absolutely. But the thing is that we were born with an angel. An angel is attributed, has an assignment to protect every single person that is on earth. And it's a reality, because a lot of people witness that they have seen their guardian angel intervening for them in different situations, whether it's an accident that has been avoided, or something very special miraculously happened. And there is also angels that we can call upon, who are archangels, and for specific purposes, because angels have a mission like we have on earth. What that is very interesting. It's an equivalent in the celestial world of angels. In the divine realm, there is a hierarchy, and angels have different functions. There is angels for family, angels for work, angels for money, angels for security, angels for love. And when you have a specific purpose in life, you want to, for instance, change job, you will call on the Tzadkiel, who will help you out. And if you want to find harmony and peace in your family, because you're going through fights and disharmony and really struggle in the family, you should call on Seraphiel, who's going to intervene. Therefore, you have your guardian angels angel for everything, and angels for specific purposes.
When someone's lost someone through whatever act it may be, and they're maybe going through a grieving process and saying, well, where was the angel then? We have to say, don't we, that some events that happen in our lives are there to maybe happen for a reason, that that they were meant to pass at that particular time. What's your view on this?
I believe that we all go through these terrible griefs. It's terrible. It's very difficult. I have no explanation for it, because God's plan is not our plan, and his intentions are not ours. There might be a reason. I think so. But when you go through such a bereavement, you cannot say there is a reason. You don't accept it. So the people who lose somebody, and I lost my father, I was young, and it's been a horrifying ordeal. But now I'm connected to my father thanks to the angels. So I cannot answer on behalf of God, because that's what he knows and does. But what I can say is that when this happens, there is a way to make things less difficult and less sorrowful. And I really suggest that the people who go through these horrible experiences, they could connect to Archangel Michael, Archangel Metatron, who are very powerful archangels, and they help to connect with the departed. And what happened with my father, I asked an angel to protect him and to be with him in the celestial world. And every time I call on this archangel, I hear messages from my father. Therefore, I really, really suggest that you can do this, because this is very helpful, and you feel that the departed is not dead. The departed is alive in this other realm. And forever and ever, we will stay connected. Once it's our turn to cross over, we will gather and we will join them, and we will be surrounded by angels. And I absolutely want to tell our audience that this is a beautiful way of seeing things, because it's real. I have experienced it, and this experience allows me to express it and tell the people, be hopeful that life is not extinguished once you cross over. It's another life, and it's beautiful. It's surrounded by angels and love. And my father talks to me now, and he gives me advice, but most of the time he tells me that he loves me. And this is what makes me happy more than anything.
Absolutely. forgiveness, using angels to help forgive to those who have caused us pain, or maybe someone who's caused an atrocity to our family. Should we be sending out love, and can we use angels to help forgive?
Oh, that's very interesting. The forgiveness is a real interesting topic. I believe that better than forgiveness, forgetfulness is the first step. When we want to forgive and we have so much hatred and resentment in our heart, it's difficult, and sometimes it doesn't work. This is why I would suggest to start to forget. Because when you focus on somebody that harmed yourself or someone in your family, when you focus on this person, you fuel the hatred, you fuel the resentment. To me, the first step is to start to forget. Like focusing on something else, on what goes well in your life, on how you can love the ones that surround you, on how you can intervene in people's life to help them. What can you do? What good can you do in this world? This is the first step. And forget about this person who harmed you or somebody in your family. And then you can, at this point, you can think of forgiveness, because then once you're busy doing good things and overcoming this ordeal, you can definitely forgive.
Yeah, and I suppose that's a very poignant message, especially with what happened to your native country, France, with the Paris attacks just a few weeks ago. Right now, so many died in that awful atrocity. Yet, have you called on the angels with your work to help heal and send love out to those affected?
Of course, this is the most important thing, and sharing and feeling compassion and empathy for these families who lost. It's terrible because they lost young ones. They're very young people. Most of these victims were very young, and it's atrocious for the families. I don't think they can forgive right now. I think it's impossible. They can just forget and focus on connecting with the victims that passed on, and that they are in this realm as surrounded by the angels, and they can put them under the protection of an angel and pray to the angels and connect to this person. But it's atrocious, and you cannot forgive, honestly. This is the next step, but it's not for now, because it's so much pain, so much harm, and it takes time. It takes time to forgive.
Yes, absolutely, and I totally agree with you there as well. And it makes you think, doesn't it? I wonder if these are questions that I don't know if we can answer really, but do we all go back to the same level? Those who committed the atrocities and those that were the victims. I'm sure there's some reflective places that these people have to go to, to understand what they've done.
Yes, because. To me, there is a definition of evil, let's call it, because this is what it is. The definition of evil is when you harm somebody intentionally. It's the will to harm. If you harm somebody without the intention of harming this person, definitely you're not an evil person. Evil is the will to harm. And these people, they want to harm, although sometimes people explain they have reasons because they were lost, and they were. It's a way of finding a purpose in life, to be in these groups, in these terrorist groups, and they find their mission on Earth. And this is insane. The reality is that this is wrong. Reality is that they have. I would say something kind of weird, but they have a strong weakness. The weakness, it's so important, is that somebody who's insane is going to pervade their heart, and this is so wrong. And I absolutely believe these people cannot be surrounded by angels. They cannot. They go on another domain, another world, another. I don't know how to qualify this. but they don't go to heaven.
Another room, maybe call it another room for now. Yeah, somewhere separate. Yeah, just to
in separate
maybe
world.
Yeah, to have some reflection upon,
right.
What they've done. But it's so true. I mean, your book's so needed right now because when we started this conversation off. I look at these terrorist attacks, and there's been so many others as well, and the world is in a bit of a strange place right now, and maybe the only answer really is love, as you have said, and that by using a book like this, you don't go out to try to change the world, you change yourself, and that changing of yourself eventually does have ripple effects to other people, and that ripples on, and this is what really is helping change the world, by not looking to governments to save us, but changing ourselves, the way we act towards one another.
Absolutely. And there's one thing that is really mandatory to this world is to respect one another. And I think respect is the manifestation of love. When you love somebody, you respect the person. And learning to respect more allows to, like you said, this is the ripple effect. Like you love and you respect your spouse, your partner, your companion, then when you have children, you respect the children, and it goes, and it flows everywhere, and respect and love spread. And I think the reason why these terrorists are terrorists is because they have no idea of what love is. And love is the cure, and love is the key, and love is the way. And I really believe this is the only truth in this world. You can believe in many religions. You can believe in many. You can be atheist. You could be agnostic. You can be against everything. You can be whatever. But the only truth is love. The rest is related to humans.
Yeah, and if your message is spreading that idea, no matter whether it's coming from, if some people are so narrow-minded that they poo-poo the idea of angels, it doesn't matter. It's the message.
Yes.
It's how much of you love today.
Yeah.
And what would love do now in this moment, and that's what your book is really all about, improving that boosting that part of us. So what's more insane, the ideology of ISIS or the idea of this? When I know which one I'd go for, because it's the only way forward for us. And it does make you think, doesn't it, that maybe when we come down here, we've just forgotten our connection of who we are.
Yes.
And that we are
Yes.
unconditional love, really.
I agree. Yes. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We forget about that. Yes.
Absolutely. Now, we mentioned here as well, because it's in your book as well. Obviously, the angels and archangels, but what is the difference? Is there must be different types of levels of angels?
Yes. There is the generic term that encompasses all the different angels is the term angel, and then archangels are higher angels in the celestial hierarchy. And like I said before, they have several functions. Some have 4, 5, 7 functions. Some have less functions, just one. I would say, for instance, Michael, who's very close to God, a seraphim, like very high archangel. He has many functions. He's a psychopomp, meaning that he helps the soul to reach the celestial realm. He is also the leader of the armies of God. He fights evil. He trumps on the dragon, meaning Satan. He's fighting the devil. He is also a protector, a guide. So he has many functions, and this is why Michael is I would say, the star, the celebrity in the angel world. But many angels have other functions, so they're called archangels, and among these archangels you find the seraphim, the cherubim that are very close to God, and you find the thrones, you find the dominations, you find the virtues, and all these levels are related to different functions. So there is definitely an angel hierarchy, and the archangels are very close to God, and the angels on earth who are with us, guardian angels, they do the bidding of the higher archangels. So they work hand in hand all together.
Yes, absolutely. And there's so many rituals in here as well. Depending what you're looking to do in your life. Why have you put the actual? That's interesting that the actual rituals are in there, and that's what came through on this, as you say, channeled messages for this book. Why do you think they're in there as rituals?
There are rituals. I like this question, because a ritual is not something that you perform for fun right away. You need to have an intention to get a result. For instance, if you want to change job, you're not happy where you are, and you decide to perform a ritual to change job. A friend of mine did this ritual, and not only did he change job, but he set up his own company and started a new life. So starting from I want to change job, he really transformed his life. And it worked, because he really wanted, he was so unhappy. He was working in a bank and he hated his job. And he told me, I'm so unhappy. Everything's wrong in my life. I need to change life. I want to change job. But I applied to different banks. But the angels, after the rituals, brought him ideas. You could do something different, think of something different. And he came up with the idea of a different company, a translation company that is very successful. And then he met somebody, and now he has a little girl, and he's very happy. So examples like this are absolutely amazing. And
that's very beautiful.
This is why performing a ritual with the intention of really the reward of what you're asking for. And I would say something, a ritual helps you to be specific, because this is sometimes why you feel angels don't really respond to your request. It's because you're not specific enough. And I think it's like when you go to a restaurant and you decide to eat something, and you tell the waiter, "Oh, I'm hungry, I need to eat." If you don't know what you want to eat, what is it going to bring you? Not necessarily what you crave for. And I think it's really important to tell the angels, I want this. I want to change job because I'm unhappy in my work, in my job, and I want to do something different. Or if I change job, give me something I will be happy in. And if you express what you want, they give you what you ask for, definitely. So rituals help you to do this. And there's another reason. Rituals, they help everybody to perform a ritual for yourself, and you can perform rituals with your family. And I have performed rituals with my children many times, and everybody's happy to do this, because one thinks about gathering flowers, the other one crystals, the other one incense, and we discuss about who is going to do what, and it's all about goodwill, and it creates a wonderful energy in the family. And I suggest our audience could do this, because this is great, and you are happy to do it. And you find many more things that what the angels suggested me. And what I felt when I performed many rituals is that angels are happy. They celebrate these rituals. It was just Thanksgiving a few days ago here. It was a celebration for all America. I love it. It's a great celebration of thankfulness and gratefulness and love. And I absolutely enjoyed it. And a ritual is the same thing. You are enjoying this ritual, and the angels are invited, like your guests for Thanksgiving. They love it, and they enjoy it. And I think it's important to see not the angels as really somber and really difficult creatures to talk to. No, they like to see us really laughing and enjoying life, and they want us to be cheerful and joyful. This is really what they want. This is what they want us to be happy, definitely.
Absolutely, very, very interesting. Absolutely. And do you think sometimes when people who have used law of attraction, for example, before, and that comes in many different guises, do you think sometimes when they they may not be using a ritual like this, for example, like they might not be doing a ritual, this is another way to do it, but do you think, though, unbeknown to them, there are angels helping them, they just don't know that they're actually helping them that process?
Yes. 100 yes. Many people tell me, oh, I don't believe in angels, but I have seen this happening to me. It's weird. No, it's not weird, because angels are everywhere and they intervene many, many times when you don't know they are at work. And this is very true what you said, Kevin. Angels sometimes grant us with rewards that we don't know they come from them. And I would add that angels have absolutely zero ego. And they don't look for rewards. They don't look for us to praise them, and to be their slaves. Say, oh, I want this. You did that. You're amazing. They don't want this. They don't want this. They just want us to be happy and to open our mind, our heart to love. And they want humanity to evolve. This is their main purpose. Therefore, they have no egoistic goal, and not at all.
Do you think they sometimes think we do things the hardest way?
Yes. Yeah. Yes. Sometimes they have a plan that is not ours, definitely, and sometimes they bring somebody in your life who is going to bring somebody else who is going to open a door. But you never know what is their plan. And we are narrow-minded as humans, because our imagination is limited, but our consciousness is limitless. So the angels try to help us open our consciousness and try to use our imagination to make us understand what they do. Sometimes it's different. It's difficult to really understand what they're doing, how they work with this energy. We don't know. But what I noticed is several times I was angry. It happened to me. If you are angry with angels that are not doing what you ask for, one day you will understand that they have heard you, but something interfered that was not very easy to deal with. I mean, something that was negative. Negativity very often prevents the angels to do what they want for us. And this is why sometimes it takes time to get what you want, to get the reward, to find your soulmate, to get the new job. It's just because something negative interfered. It might be you who think of something negative, who are not very open-minded to change and new opportunities. Or it might be somebody who's jealous, who's bringing negativity in your aura. It could be many different things. It can be the world that, I don't know, an accident, a train, whatever. It can be many, many things that could stop this beautiful work they're doing.
That's so interesting, because everything we're talking about here, is helping to to enforce this book, basically, so that with the rituals in there, for whatever you're looking for. This is just extra information when they get the book that they'll need. That's interesting. So two things there. If we're coming from negativity ourselves, we could be the block, basically. Yeah. We may say, oh, this is what we really want, but then another little voice is saying, yeah, but it's not going to happen, I'm not worthy of it, why should that happen to me, that's too amazing. It's I can't remember the second point, but yeah.
This little voice inside that tells us, don't do this, you're going to meet more difficulties, it's going to be a great challenge, and then all of a sudden, oh, no, I won't do it. And then you create your own negativity, and you prevent the angels from bringing you what you ask for. As I said, you can also have somebody in your surroundings who is not really positive, and who is going to be jealous, envious, and who will bring really negativity. That happens. And a ritual will help you get rid of this negativity in a very nice way. It's just putting, a hand, no, don't approach me, that's it. That's what you do. You ward off negativity, but you don't do anything wrong or anything harmful.
Absolutely, and I think as well with your work with the book that you can use this book and combine it with other teachings that you come across, maybe. So if you're highly into the power of law of attraction, right, for example, combine that with this,
Absolutely.
or with other whatever teaching resonates with you, but combined with this, it can only help to really, make this happen.
Yes, and if you, for instance, if you love yoga, if you love Reiki, whatever you like, sophrology, whatever you're used to and whatever you like, it's an addition to your spirituality. And I think spirituality is a whole. This is why it's not, oh, this is right, this is wrong. Everything is right as long as you want to improve and you want to make this world a better place. Everything is fine as long as it's not something that harms your free will, like some cults or some organizations that try to master your mind. As long as you're free, everything is good.
Okay, thank you for that, by the way. And so, just going on that then as well. You do talk about how we can fight negative energies with the angels. So, does that question relate to, in a sense, if we're in a depressive mood? What if we are not in the happiest space and we really want to create our new reality, but we're not in the happiest space? Is that the same as fighting negative energies with angels?
No, it's very different. Very different, because negativity is related mostly to fears and prevents you from taking action. And what you say about depression is different. It's very emotional. It's something that's deep inside. And I am very compassionate for people who feel this depression. And I think it's really important to connect with the spiritual world, because the spiritual world, angels, God, will help you and will connect you to your own self and help you see that there is a future. There is something beyond what you see in this world right now at the specific moment. And there is beyond this moment something different. And this is just the first step that you can take. Like, I'm going to see something different. I'm going to perform a ritual and create this little altar on which I will put what I like, and you're going to awaken your positive emotions. It starts step by step by little emotions that you feel. I'm happy to create this altar. I'm happy to please the angels, and they will bring me something positive. This is the first step. You cannot ask somebody who's depressed to believe that the future will be bright and without a cloud. Definitely, it's for them very difficult. But this is the first step. It's a little emotion, a little positive emotion that will bring another one and then another one. That's
absolutely. And what are some of your favorite angels then? I mean, do you have many?
Yes, I have my dear Raphael. I absolutely love him. I'm very connected to him, and he's always by my side. And we talk a lot. We have long conversations, long meditations, many rituals, and I very often feel his hand rested on my shoulder. And this is the way angels manifest very often. They rest their hands on your shoulder, and it's a beautiful presence that you feel. Yes,
absolutely. And does the book help you determine which angel to summon in whatever situation you looking at doing as well?
Yes, there is a specific chapter, the angel that you need. So you can refer to this chapter and find any domain in which you want help, the field that you need to connect for, work, money, family, a departed, how to connect to a departed, many options that you have to find the angel that you need that will help you in this situation.
It's a great book. It really is, and I can say that because I've seen the rituals. So, and I'm thinking, you know what, I might just give one of those a go. So that, there's lots of these. I mean, it's a thick book. It's not a small read, but that's because of all the rituals that are in there, which are fantastic. Now, what would you say then is the most important message of this book, if you could summarize that?
Oh yes, there is only one, always the same: love. There is only love. That's my only message. And whatever you do, it comes from love. Whatever positive you do, it comes from love. Love is the base, and love will lead you wherever you want to go. And I've been very connected to the angels since I was a child, like I told you previously, at 4 years old. And then I had more connections with the other world. I saw ghosts, and I was very connected to the supernatural world. And this is very helpful because when you see ghosts, they need help. It's not only for humans, because ghosts are not supposed to be there. They're in between two worlds, two realms, and they suffer. And it's important to help them reach the light and be really welcomed by the angels in the world where they're supposed to go. And I worked a lot on this to help people who were in between two realms, like ghosts, who needed to pass on and go to the light. And sometimes it's difficult because I lived in a house that I learned was the commandant tour during World War II. And I didn't know before I bought the house. That was in France. And it was terribly haunted. And there were not really friendly ghosts. So in this situation, it's difficult to send them in the light. But you can pray to the angels to change the situation. And it did. The situation changed, and I got freed, and it was fine.
Yes, yeah, and that's not the first time I've heard a story like that as well. So I can validate that absolutely. And you know, you're quite intuitive and sensitive, I would say, to pick up on that. Yeah. Definitely. You know, I see a future with this work. Definitely. I'm guessing that there's probably a bit more to come. Well, hopefully there's more to come from yourself after this book. But this book is going to keep you busy, basically, with pushing it now out there on the market, and helping people have this book just when they need it at the right time, hopefully.
Yes, and it's really an energy that I would love to spread with love and the connection with the angels. And like I said before, they are universal, and it's universality that's in there in this book, and their love. And I felt it so strong, and I feel it every day. And I wish this to everybody, to feel this connection and this beautiful love, because love is it makes you different. It makes you a different person. And there's no way that you can go backwards. Once you're infused with love, you cannot go backwards to a place where there's no love. So you're going to crave for love and wish to give love and receive love. And it's sharing. It's also, love is not a selfish dimension. It's about sharing and talking to people and sharing this love. This is why I conduct workshops as well, to incite people together and work with angels. It creates an energy, and the energy is very strong. Once I experienced a gathering with angels, and we were all in a room, and the weather, it was July, so July in France is not always great, but that day was a great day, and the summer was beautiful, a blue sky. And after we performed this ritual, the sky became very, very gray, and all of a sudden we heard thunder. And it's not a bad sign, it's just saying it's the connection between all the people that created this thunder. And that's going to wake up the celestial world, and they're going to help. And they helped a lot of people.
Do you do readings at all? Is that something you do, angel readings?
Yes, I do, yes. Yeah.
Okay, so people can contact you via your website for that as well?
Absolutely, yes. I have my deck of cards. It's not sellable right now because it's not finished, but it's been worked on. So yes, definitely.
Excellent. Okay. Well, we've linked that all up on the screen as well, and the book and your website. So fantastic. So, well, Marie-Ange, I'd just like to say thank you so much for joining us today.
It was a great pleasure and a delight to be your guest and talk about love and angels. It was a real delight, Kevin. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Well, we've come to an end on tonight's show. Don't forget that you can listen and watch all our past interviews on The More Show's official YouTube channel. Remember to subscribe to our YouTube channel for new daily shows. You may also find out more on all past and upcoming guests on the show via themoreshow.co.uk, and do like us on Facebook and Twitter for the latest updates. So until next time, be safe.